Hey everybody, this is Cricket here, going to be giving you guys a Force Strategy Gaming cast, and this is going to be at the pro game level. It is going to be FXO Sheth as spawning as the purple Zerg in the bottom left hand corner, and VVV Time as the blue Protoss spawning in the top right corner, and this is going to be Xel'Naga Caverns. I am an avid fan of FXO Sheth. Of course, he is known as one of being the most good-mannered person in the world. He's just one of the nicest guys you'll ever know. And so here we go. He's already complimenting Time, and just telling him how good Time is. Maybe this is just a trick, but I've watched his. See, you so good mannered. FXO Sheth is just a cool dude, real nice guy. Check out his justin.tv/FXO Sheth. Check out his stream, as he is just a phenomenal Zerg player. At one point, he was ranked #1 in the world on ladder. So I've been watching him the past few days, and he's just a phenomenal player. So really like him, but of course VV Time, phenomenal Protoss. Seen some very awesome games from him. Of course, some of you guys might have seen some of his games against Spanishua. Just really, really cool games, and so solid players all around. And so I'm really excited to see what kind of happens in this situation. Basically, the reason why there's no guitar solos, some people said, is just because I fill it up because I don't know what to do. See, there you go. There's information about the people. Eat it. So, anyway, back to the game. FXO Sheth is getting his Overlord, his first Overlord in this little nook. And the reason why is because Protoss, a lot of them like to hide their tech here, and it'll just barely scoot by, so it's really hard to see them. So these lings are going to be poking up, and from what I've seen, if FXO Sheth, if he can get 2 lings to attack this one zealot, then he's going to go for it. He's going to attack him as fast as he can. But as long as there's only 1 ling on the zealot, then he normally backs away. But something that I really like about Sheth that I think more Zergs need to do is he's putting on continual pressure. Now, I really haven't watched this game. I only breezed through it really quickly, but I guarantee you these lings are going to be here the entire time. He will not let pressure go. He does not let a Protoss player expand very easily. And so our Protoss player is going 3 gate and probably going to be into an expansion, as we do see the sentries that's required in order to do it against the speedlings that a Zerg player has. Of course, Sheth getting that 21 hatch after his 14 gas, 14 pool. Getting the other queen. One queen's going to make a creep tumor, then walk. And there we go. So something really, really awesome about Sheth is his mechanics and the way he thinks about the game. Of course, he sees that there's not actually that much here. Ooh, forcing the shield. 1 ling actually gets in there. So just making sure those sentries don't get that energy. Don't let them all get max energy. There's no reason for it. So until he's going to force Time to have to build more units if he wants to get this expansion. So already really good play from Sheth. And one thing that I'm going to try and highlight is that his mechanic is he doesn't want to ever have larva at all. He wants to spend it as soon as he gets it. So I'm going to try and show you guys what I mean by that. And hopefully you guys will get to see how phenomenal this actually is. So here we go. Inject is about to finish. Let's see. Let's see how fast he spends it. Oh, he just doesn't have money. But you saw he started to make stuff immediately. So I guarantee you that as he gets the money, all this larva spent. Over here, 1 larva left. As he gets the money, he spends it. It's not rushed to spend the larva. It's just he spends it one at a time. He doesn't build his units in bulk. So as a Zerg player, might want to be thinking about adopting that. It's a really good strategy. I've actually really started to try and work it into my play and see how well I improve. So Zerg players, just something to think about. Time is getting his expansion up. Does look like he's going to get both the simulators up and running immediately once this Nexus finishes. But of course, a Suicide Overlord coming in here, not having to suicide himself yet, just getting a great view of the scenery. And it does look like a Stalker is going to come up here and go ahead and end his life. But once again, these lings have been here the whole time, just threatening pressure. They're not large in number by any means, but I guarantee you, it just keeps the Protoss player on edge. They have to keep their macro up. They can't afford to lose probes because he's going to run in here just like this and try and take out a probe. Now, it doesn't look like he actually got any probe, but still, that's the way he plays. He's very aggressive with his standard play. His build orders are standard, but the way that he plays is so aggressive. I just love it. It's so funny. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another Ling just try and pick off a probe or two. You know, is it cost effective? Probably not. Is it awesome? Absolutely. And that's what we're going for here. This is not a tutorial. This is a commentary, baby. So let's bring up the income, and it does look like Sheth once again staying ahead on those harvesters, getting that great income. And now that he knows time is at 2 bases, there he goes. Speak of the devil. And so he's going to be breaking these rocks down. And so far, all we see is kind of a roach-centered build. We see the burrow just coming up. We see missile attack 1 finishing. Something also I really like about this is making sure if anything leaves this base, he knows about it. Very cool. Chrono boosting out weapons 1 time and getting a robo bay and another gateway. So he's now at 2 bases, so he can afford more. Durr. So here comes the other robotics bay. Immortal is out as he knows that Sheth favors roaches, but even if he didn't, he might have scouted it. Did he scout it? No, he doesn't, but let's face it, Zerg players, they always at least get roaches at one point in time. It's very rare that they don't. So Sheth, not too much on the creep spread. From what I've gathered from him, he does it a little bit, but that's definitely an area that he wants to work on. We do see that an overseer is making his way across, might be looking at contaminating something, and oh, he wants it. He's hungry. Here he goes. Is he going to get it, or is he just going to watch around? There we go. Stopping that observer, just delaying scouting information. Very nice. But it does look like a Zealot is going to come in here and go ahead and deny the towers. This is something Protoss players, you guys got to do more. This is one Zealot, and I guarantee you he's going to deny both Xel'Nagas. And then that forces Sheth, if he doesn't want to bring a lot of Lings in to surround the Zealot, it forces him to have to retake those. And just Ling by Ling, it can add up. So Stalkers are warping in here, wanting this Overseer, but their range is just shy. That's so funny. And another Overseer coming in. Oh, it's like the Stalkers know it's coming. They're like they know what they want. Only these Stalkers stand between them. But it does look like a little bit of harass. Actually getting 1 drone. If he gets 2 drones, he pays for himself. 2 drones are down, but of course he got several Lings at the Xel'Nagas. That is a hero Zealot. He will be honored. Definitely honored. We see that the supply tab, we see that they're, Sheth is only about 20 supply up, but it does look like he's actually going to push in here as there is a probe following. So we're going to probably see there's the proxy pylon getting laid down, and oh yes, let the contaminate begin to deny any more immortals. He only has 1 immortal out. Let me check that. 2 immortals out, and so we should be seeing something go in. Of course, Sheth just got great vision of the entire map, knows exactly what's going on, and here we go. It looks like gonna knock away some creep tumors. I'm gonna go ahead and move away the interface and enter rumble time, and of course this is great. Sheth does not want to engage here. This is not actually Time did him a favor by pushing him away there, but it does look like Time is actually gonna move around this left side as they continue to reinforce more units, and this is not, getting his units cut completely in half. This is not looking good at all. Sentries are in the front, though. That's not very good, but it does look like, this is looking very good for Time, very bad for Sheth, as the Immortals are just plugging away, getting so many kills on all these roaches. There is an observer, so these roaches cannot burrow micro at all, but he's continuing to make more and more units. I don't know how he is still in this, and this is not looking good. I think Time is going to be able to come away with this game right here and right now, as more and more units just get completely killed. It does look like Sheth is going to go ahead and move his drones to push back all of the Stalkers. And I don't know if that's going to be the end of the battle. It does look like Time is going to go ahead and retreat, knowing that he is a little bit ahead. But if we look at the supply tab, Sheth is ahead after all of that. He is ahead by 25 supply. And we look at that, and it's crazy. It's like 15 of that is drones. Okay, 15 of that is drones. But I guarantee you, the units are going to continue to come. And we're going to see that completely go. And we're gonna keep laughing at this continual contaminate. That's so awesome. No immortals for you, or no Colossus, because that is your only Robo-Bay. He is constricting time to only gateway units, and of course Roach Hydra works phenomenal against gateway units. Shields of course are great, but with those added Hydras, they just plug away, do so much damage, and they do have the range upgrade, so that's very, very nice. Does look like, ooh, had an extra little contaminate there. Gonna go ahead and get a warp gate. Why not? And look, I gotta pause this. I have to pause this. Is this, no, that's the wrong button. I don't know how to get the supply tab up here, that little cool thing, but look at the supply tab up here. Look at it. 50 ahead after that huge attack almost killed him. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain it. All I know is I guarantee you, no larva. I'm clicking his hatcheries. Look, there's no larva. He spins it as he gets it. It's ridiculously good. And so it does look like they're going to engage again, doing great shields, funneling him into basically only 2 choke points, and that's going to be very, ooh, Blink Micro going down as well. Going to go and bring up the health tab so we can kind of track and see how that's going. But it does look like Sheth is going to be able to actually push back this and deny the expansion. Very, very nice. We see reinforcements being rallied here. Once again, doesn't really care about the creep spread because he's continually making stuff. Oh, once again, nothing. He only has 2 or 3. By this time, most of you guys have like 20 larvae. Don't lie. You know it's true. And it does look like he is going to be coming in here. He needs to attack move a little bit. I don't know if he's here watching this, because if he attack move, this would be so good. We see more Blink Micro coming down from time. But I don't know. He is starting to bank some resources as he's not able to build much from all those contaminates that were going on. He is blinking to the back. But it does look like FXO Sheth is going to be able to swarm our Protoss player. And that is the game, and here's your in-game recap. One of the things I really like about Sheth is that he's continually staying active with his lings. He's not really doing any damage, but he requires the Protoss player to stay on their toes, and even though he kind of sacks a few lings here and there, he just requires the Protoss player to have to use his APM elsewhere and just stay on his toes to make sure he doesn't lose any extra probes. Now, of course, once it got down to it, VVV Time had a really nice size army, had a bunch of sentries for force fields, and when that attack came, it was very much in favor of Time, as those shields just completely cut the roaches in army. He had an observer there in order to kill all the burrowed roaches, and it really looked like Sheth was going to lose it right there. But the drones came off, and I think the stalkers pushed back a little bit. I think they could have moved attack and maybe put on a little bit of pressure. I don't think Time should have finished attacking there, but of course we saw even after that battle, Sheth had a 25 supply overhead over Time. So just continually to macro up, hit his injects, and spend his larva right when he gets it. It's just unbelievably how he does that. And so of course with that Roach Hydra army, he was able to push out, deny Time's third, and go ahead and push into the natural of Time. And of course, as he's ahead in bases, ahead in army, huge discrepancy, continuing to rally in units. Time of course had to GG as Sheth was able to overrun him and overtake him. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this Force Strategy Gaming cast. Once again, if you guys like this, I just ask that you come check out my channel at Cricket StarCraft. So you guys are awesome, and this is Cricket. I'm out.